Good afternoon, computer app students. So this is going to be Dreamhouse lesson part 2. So I've done at the top parts. I've got all of my houses in here, and now I'm ready to do the second part. So I go out to Schoology and I get this document. It's called Lesson 2 Dreamhouse Activity. Okay, so the best thing to do would be open this. Now let's make life really easy. If you're working from your computer, all you have to do is right click and copy this table. And if I come to my finished Dreamhouse, I click in 10 and I paste. Everything comes in for here. Excuse me, everything comes in here for me nicely. Now, the key to this is we have to figure all this information out for each of our houses. So a 15% down payment times our asking price is how we would do this. So I could write equals 475,000 times 0.15. That gives me 71,250. That's great. That's probably correct. However, it would be better to make this as a formula. If I say equals C5 times B11, I am referencing the cells. So notice C5 is in blue in the formula and B11 is in red. Excuse me again. It shows you where you're going. So I'm going to press enter. Look at that, 71,250, and it even gave me the formatting. So I'm going to copy this formula over and let's see if that works. Okay, yikes. If I just double check this, B5 times B15, a 15% down payment should not be 12,034,125,000. That's outrageous. So I look at the formula that's in here. It says B5, well, that's the asking price times C11. Uh-oh, C11 is for house one. Check out what's wrong with this one. E5 times D11. So there's something wrong. Pebcat error. It's the way I figured it. By the way, these hashtags, what do these hashtags mean? Well, hashtags mean the numbers are too big to fit inside the cell. So I'm going to undo that. This is where we introduce a new symbol for you, and it's called an absolute cell reference, and it's made by pressing Shift and the number 4, more commonly known as the dollar sign. So if I put a dollar sign in here and press Enter, notice we still get the 71,250, but when I copy this formula over, guess what happens? It fills in nicely, so I can double check D5 times B11, yep, E5 times B11. We always want to take it times B11. So I just do this formula for the next ones too. So equals C5, my asking price, times dollar sign B12. Now I'm down one line. Press enter. Perfect. Equals C5 times dollar sign B13. Enter. Equals C5 times dollar sign B14. Okay, then I can pull each of these over with copying. And this is really easy. By the way, of course, I'm working on PC here, pulling these across. Check out my other video about how to copy formulas across on iPad. So these numbers are what are called fixed. So fixed numbers mean it's going to be $400 for an appraisal fee, no matter what the asking price is. So I can just copy all of those over. Okay, so that's pretty easy. The last two, it says total fees and total sales price. The total fees are all of these added up together, except there's one issue with that, but don't worry about it. If you figure it out, you win a piece of candy off me. But I'm just going to use a button up here called auto sum. So it's the sum button. So when I click sum, it's going to give us a formula of equals sum C11 through C19. So it ranges all of these together. I'm going to press enter. Okay, now I'm going to just copy that over. And again, you could go through and put sum in each of these, but it's way easier to copy it. Total sales price is going to be equal to the asking price plus your total fees. So that's a formula I have to write out where I'm just going to go C5 plus C20. And I press enter. That is the total sales price of this house. Of course, there's one thing wrong with that. If you figure that out, you win a prize off of me. But for now, we'll just leave it as is. Okay, the last thing I may want to do is use one of my favorite words, which is format. So I want to format my cells. So I have my dollar signs in here. These are the important numbers, so I might make these bold. And then I'm actually going to color the background on the total sales price down here because I want people to see what those total sales prices. So I'm going to use like this light orange. For your sake, I'm going to give you these ones that are multiplied. I'm going to give them a color like red. And these ones that are fixed, I'm going to color them green. And I'm going to color these two that you have to calculate. I'm going to color those yellow. And so that way you can see what you have to do in this video through my ending finish. And when you format, again, it just makes things stand out a little bit better. If you have any questions, you can definitely ask. I might even, you know what, I might even make these just a little bit bigger so they're easier to read. Of course, somebody like me loves looking at things on spreadsheet with money and lists and rows and columns, but that's not how we'd want to display our research. Check out the video from Grace. That's going to show you what we're going to work on tomorrow. Grace made a sweet video on her iPad over the weekend, and we're going to be looking at that video on Tuesday. So be awesome for the sub today, and hope this makes a lot of sense for you.